Disney movies making live action adaptation sequels? I think it's because they just want more money. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. So Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is the sequel to the 2014's Maleficent, which I'm not really a fan of. I'll get to more details about that later. This movie took from the director of Pirates of the Caribbean 5, and it stars Angelina Jolie, Elle Fanning, the returning cast, but also with some new cast like Michelle Pfeiffer and Chiwetel Ejiofor. Basically, this movie is about Princess Aurora, played by Elle Fanning. She's proposed by Prince Philip, and she is destined to become the new ruler of the kingdom, and Maleficent is a very overprotective mother for her. She doesn't want her to get married, which brings up the war between the fairies and the kingdom. Now back to the first Maleficent. I'm not a huge fan of the first Maleficent. I thought it was a very boring movie that has so many great opportunities they could have accomplished. Like a movie about the most famous Disney villains of all time and talking about her story. That would have been awesome, but literally it just felt like a Sleeping Beauty live-action remake with just Maleficent's backstory in it. That's what it kind of felt like for me. So I was not excited for Maleficent Mistress of Evil. When I found out it's announced they're making a sequel to that, I'm like, Disney, why? Literally, why Disney has to do that? Make sequels that nobody has asked for. Literally, Disney is like the most original animated company. They make so many great animated films. What has happened? Lucky next year Disney's going to come back making those animated movies again. So that's the good news for that. But I went to Maleficent Mistress of Evil thinking, hopefully it is an improvement of the first movie. That's what I really want. And I would say that it isn't. Honestly, I thought the first Maleficent was better than this movie. Because I think Maleficent Mistress of Evil was just not good. Honestly, it was kind of bad actually. But there were some aspects of Maleficent Mistress of Evil that I did think they did improve on. Let's start with those. First off, Angelina Jolie as Maleficent. I liked her in the first movie. This movie, I thought she was better in this movie. I think she was fantastic in this movie. She does feel like she's owned the part, but also we get to see a dark side of Maleficent in this film, and that's what I wanted to see, and they did accomplish that well. And I think Angelina Jolie did a really good job in this film. Also, Elle Fanning as Princess Aurora did improve in this movie, because in the first movie, I just thought she's so annoying. She plays one of those happy girls. I was like, oh, I'm smiling. Look at the flowers. Oh my god. This movie, she was much more serious, and that's what I really want for her character. And she did a good job. But also, we got some new people like Michelle Pfeiffer in the film as the Queen. I liked her in the film. I think she's probably my favorite part about this film, because she was really good in the film. I liked Michelle Pfeiffer. It's good to see her again, and she was good in this film. Also, the costume design. I was actually very impressed by the costume design in the film. The costume, for the most part, looked really good in this film. But that's what I'm going to say about the positives, because the biggest issue with Maleficent Mistress of Evil is the story. It is so boring. It is so messy and cliched. And it's so cliched, it made this movie so unlikable. What's really bad about this movie is that there's so many fantastic opportunities, especially talking about where Maleficent comes from, which is revealed in the trailer. But they didn't explore that all that much, because most of this movie is more about the war between the kingdom and the fairies, and it just wasn't as interesting. Even the action, I thought it wasn't interesting. Like, the first movie has some pretty cool action scenes. This movie, I just didn't feel like it's that interesting. Also, the visual effects look kind of dated, actually. They look very noticeable in a lot of scenes of this movie. There were a couple of visual effects that do look really cool, but most of the effects in this movie were just so noticeable. Like, you notice that they're not realistic looking creatures. It looks like they're from a computer. But also, some side characters also were not good in the film. Also, like Chiwetel Ejiofor. Wow, this is like his second Disney live action film he does. And I think him as Scar was a lot better than him in this movie, because his character was just mad in the movie. Like, you don't really get his motivation in the film. He's just basically there. Like, again, Maleficent Mistress of Evil has so many fantastic opportunities they could have done with the characters, but literally they just tossed it away and make it a really messy and really terrible film. Guys, overall, I really wasn't a fan of Maleficent Mistress of Evil. I thought this was one of the most boring Disney live action films of the entire year. It kind of felt like Alice Through the Looking Glass, a very cash grab and unnecessary Disney live action sequel that we really don't need. Like, Disney, you could have done better after that. Like in the movie, like Angelina Jolie said, well, could you do better? That's basically my thoughts on this movie. Could you do better? Because Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is a bland mess. It makes The Lion King more good. Like, I actually enjoyed The Lion King after I watched this movie because at least Lion King live action movie, even though it's the exact same as the original, it's still entertaining. This movie comes up with a new story and it really freaking bored me, and I wish this movie could have been better than the first movie, but honestly, I would go for the first one more in this movie, even though I wouldn't watch them both. I'm going to give Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, a B+. So guys, before I end this review, I got some announcements to make. Next week, I'm going to review all the Terminator movies leading up to Terminator Dark Fate, including re-reviewing Terminator Genesis, so I'm very pumped for that, but also Halloween week. The week after, I'm going to try and review as much Halloween movies as possible. So let me know down below what horror movie you want me to review, and I'll review it for you guys. So, that's the announcement. Have you guys seen Maleficent, Mistress of Evil? What do you think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below if you like the film, hate the film. All you follow, it's okay. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter. Keep contacting me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notified for my latest reviews, and have a nice day.